Hello and welcome back to Off The Crossbar Euro Watch Day 2. Before we start today, we want to send our deepest thoughts and prayers to Christian Eriksen, his close family and friends, and pray that he makes a full recovery from this horrible ordeal. Yesterday, Denmark were playing Finland in their opening match in Copenhagen. A tragic incident just before half-time occurred involving Danish superstar Christian Eriksen when he suddenly collapsed onto the pitch. No reason has came out as to why he has collapsed, but it was great to see the immediate response from his teammates, the opposition, and referee Anthony Taylor as they saw something was wrong, especially captain Simon Kjær, who managed to stop Eriksen from swallowing his tongue and started administering CPR to the Inter Milan star. It was just a horrible thing to see, wasn't it?
This podcast could have been so much worse.
Yeah.
And I was very worried at 6 o'clock that we were going to be talking about something completely different. But day one had really excitement. Day two was just a somber mood. I couldn't have cared less about any of the other matches. They just meant nothing in the grand scheme of things. Life wins.
Yeah. But fortunately, on the positive side, once the medical staff had begun to do CPR and then use the electric shocks to get Eriksen's heart going again, he was seen awake and stable, heading to hospital as he was leaving the ground.
I don't think it needs any more saying after the last year and few months just how amazing medical staff actually are.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, if the last 18 months haven't put it into perspective enough, whether you're a football fan or not, the instant reactions of them yesterday definitely do put into light how great our NHS are and all medical staff and doctors and nurses across the world are.
Yeah, I have to praise Anthony Taylor as well. He was very quick on it.
Yeah,
everyone could see something wasn't right the way he went down. Still keep playing it on my mind. Because he was walking, he just ran completely fine because he went to win the ball for keeper, didn't he?
Yeah.
It looks fine, and then it happens.
The Danish FA have put out a statement within the last half an hour of recording saying, "This morning we have spoken to Christian Eriksen, who has sent his greetings to his teammates. His condition is stable and he continues to be hospitalised for further examination. The team and staff of the national team has received crisis assistance and will continue to be there for each other after yesterday's incident. We would also like to thank everyone for their heartfelt greetings to Christian Eriksen from fans, players and the royal families from both Denmark and England, international associations, clubs and etc. We encourage everyone to send their greetings to the Danish FA, where we will make sure they are all passed on to the Christian and his family." So that is obviously some good news, and we just pray, like I said in the opening, that he continues to make a full recovery. I mean, it's unlikely that he'll be able to play football again. To me, it rang bells of the Fabrice Muamba incident for Bolton v Tottenham back in, I think, 2013 it was.
Yeah, I didn't see that one live.
But it was an FA Cup game, and again, it was just no one, like the ball was off the opposite end of the field and he was just like centre defensive mid, and no one was near him, and again he just collapsed. Obviously Eriksen wasn't out for as long as Muamba was, but yeah, it's still a shocking sign to see, but just the quick heroism from the Danish players, Simon Kjær, Kasper Schmeichel, just to name a few, and then when you saw them build that wall around so the cameras couldn't.
Kasper Schmeichel in particular, that man is just an absolute warrior. The stuff he's been through.
4-5 years back now, he was like one of the first responders onto the scene when the helicopter that had the Leicester City owner in crashed, and obviously what's happened yesterday is also like, it is going to be a long time for them and everyone around the world to get over it. The game obviously was suspended for an hour and a half, if not 2 hours. Then a statement from UEFA came out saying that after a crisis meeting, the players of both teams had agreed to restart the match, and the remaining 5 minutes of the first half would be played within a 5-minute halftime break, and then the game continued. Which
no, that shouldn't be down to them.
Yeah,
Their heads you think their heads are all over the place.
Yeah,
but it's come out this morning that the UEFA apparently only gave them 2 choices.
Yeah,
it was carry on or play today at noon.
Yeah,
like that's just as bad.
I think the reason I saw something come out yesterday saying the reason they wanted to play it straight away is because they didn't want to have the fact of it being a new day and not being able to sleep and have that worry on their head. So they'd rather have got the game out of the way, which obviously is understandable in the 2 times they were given. I think you'd rather get it off immediately rather than having to worry about sleep and worry about it overnight and then try and refocus your mind back on a game. But even still, 2 hours also after it was supposed to continue, obviously that's still going to be fresh in your mind. And yeah, credit to both teams for being able to put on a second half of football, because like Micah Richards said for the BBC yesterday, he doesn't know how they did it because he wouldn't be able to have done it.
Yeah, I thought they dealt with it pretty well.
Yeah,
given the situation. The arguments can be had of they should have cut away the feed and all that stuff. They're probably covering from another station.
Well, yeah, they said when they came back, the camera feeds weren't the BBC's option. It was from UEFA's feed that had it. So every country that has UEFA's feed were showing it.
Yeah, well, it's not entirely their fault. It should still be on someone on the BBC say, we should cut back to the studio. This isn't, because they're showing a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they were just very intent on showing the fans' emotion, and then Christian Eriksen's wife, when she came onto the pitch as well. It was when they
started showing him getting CPR and the chest compressions, they just lost me.
Yeah.
So I'm watching a man potentially die in front of my eyes. But I'd officially lost when they showed his wife. That was when it was like, get this fucking off now, because this is not right.
But like you said, it does put everything into perspective when we can argue about what team we support and get all emotional when it comes to football results and everything, but in the grand scheme of things, nothing is as important as the life of an individual.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Right, on to the football side of it now, and it did turn out to be a joyous occasion for Finland in their first ever major tournament, with Joel Pohjanpalo with the only goal.
I like that you can't say the name either.
Yeah, it is.
You're usually pretty good with the name pronunciation, so you've been done by a Finnish midfield.
Yes. He scored the only goal of the game, and obviously it was their first goal in a major tournament, so it's good for obviously them and Finland to get the first 3 points. But like we said, and many people have said as well, the result really wasn't the main talking point of yesterday. It was obviously the well condition and the betterment of Christian Eriksen's health. Right, there was 2 other games yesterday. We'll start off with the early afternoon one between Wales and Switzerland that took place in Baku. Not the most entertaining of first halves. Both teams had chances.
Both for Switzerland was a much better team.
Yeah,
it's about as they didn't really win, but it was a very well fought point from a Welsh perspective.
Yeah, I think they got a lot better when they went a goal down.
Yeah, it seems so.
So
that's Dan James following the Man United approach.
Yes.
He was actually pretty good in this, by the way.
Oh yeah, he was a lot better than Bale.
Oh yeah, Bale was so quiet in this game.
Yeah, opposite wings, but you heard the commentator, although I did mute it for the second half because for the BBC we had...
No, it was unbearable all game. Robbie Savage just...
Yeah, I mute, literally, I watched
I can't watch football in silence, so I stuff for the commentary.
No, I just put on something else on my phone because I can't stand to listen to Robbie Savage for 90 minutes commentary.
The offside was just him at his worst. He's like, oh, cheers, Robbie. I can see that it's offside, mate. You don't just keep ramming it down my throat every second.
Yeah. So Breel Mbolo scored 4 minutes after the restart. Great header. So I think it was really easy because he had such a short defender on him.
I don't know, Conor Roberts?
I think it might have been Roberts.
Even at some corners, he had someone even smaller marking him in Joe Allen.
Oh yeah, which makes no sense considering Mbolo's like 6'2", I think.
It's giving me flashbacks to where John McGinn was marking Yannick Vestergaard.
And then 16 minutes from time, Kiefer Moore equalised with a header from a Joe Morrell or Morrell cross of Luton Town. So a Luton Town player.
You have to refer to him as Luton's Joe Morrell.
Yes. You have to get the Luton reference in there as possible. Got to give Kiefer Moore credit. I think he was probably... Him and Dan James were definitely Wales' standout players in that game.
Kiefer Moore was a bit of a warrior in this. The bandage around their heads.
Scored for every equaliser goal. Ugh. And then Switzerland thought they had sealed the winner 5 minutes from time when Mario Gavranovic scored, but he was ruled correctly offside.
I hate this delayed offside rule. That's even worse now in this tournament already.
Yeah.
Because we all saw he was offside. Even in real time, it was like, yeah, he's off.
Well, he had two instances. Like he had one like a couple of minutes later.
Timo Werner.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought as soon as I saw Gavranovic, I was like, he's going to be the Timo Werner of this tournament, isn't he?
So I can't remember what game it was. But I know it was Yilmaz. Yilmaz had a few for Turkey.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's a few strikers are having a few of them.
Yes. And good point for Robert Page's Wales side. Obviously, on the back of Italy beating a poor Turkey side on Friday, he's going to give both of them teams a lot of faith that they can finish as the second best team and head forward to the knockout stages.
I say beat Turkey, they probably would have second.
Yeah.
But even in that case, they'd get third. Without
doubt. Turkey-Wales is next up later on this week, whilst Italy travel to Switzerland. And the other game in Group B saw Belgium take on Russia, and it was Belgium that ran out 3-0 winners with Romelu Lukaku scoring a brace and a goal from Thomas Meunier in between the two goals, sealed the 3 points for Roberto Martinez's side. Easy win for Belgium.
Straightforward. Russia had nothing. No quality. Just a load of old age pensioners.
Yeah, that was pretty much summed up. I mean, the fact that they had to make two substitutions through injury in the first half.
They brought Cheryshev on as a sub and then took him off.
Yeah. Like, it was crazy. Then Yuri Zhirkov went off just before half time.
I tried to be engaged with the game, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Even more so after the first goal, when I then hear the words I really thought it was going to be a couple of months before I heard again. I was ready to cleanse myself. But then we hear the words, let's bring in Peter Wilson.
Yes. So it's obviously
if you could let me indulge in my David Brent impression for just a second, because I was just simply asking, what are you doing here? God's sake. Just when I thought ITV might just win it this year, they'd go and do that.
Unfortunately for all of us having to listen to Peter Walton give an explanation. But yeah, Lukaku was on fire that whole game, and I think the whole team played really well. Like we said, Russia didn't really offer anything. Like they had 5 shots the whole game, 1 on target. It was just a coast of a victory for Belgium, which we said in the preview show yesterday that it would be for them, that they would coast to victory. So
yeah, fairly easy. I expect them to win all the games, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Right, on to today's games, and it is the start for England and Gareth Southgate.
England play.
They take on Croatia from 2 o'clock live on the BBC at Wembley Stadium. There's been some team news come out from David Ornstein, and this is set to be the team news. So Kieran Trippier is set to play at left back with Kyle Walker at right back, Tyrone Mings and John Stones as the centre back partners. Midfield of Phillips, Rice, Mount, and then a forward three of Sterling, Foden, and Kane. And obviously, Jordan Pickford likely to be in goal. So, what are your thoughts on this early team news being come through?
I can't complain about what he doesn't see in Jack Grealish, because that's obvious. What has he got against left backs?
I have no idea. Chilwell or Shaw should have been in the starting.
Trippier. Just play him a right back.
Yeah.
Play him a right back. They put Walker in defence. The centre back. Just.
I honestly don't understand it.
Baffling plug.
Yeah. And the fact that, I mean, obviously Harry Maguire mustn't be fit. That's why he's starting Tyrone Mings alongside John Stones for this game. But I still think Ezri Konsa would have done a better job.
I'll pass that argument then.
But yeah, there's just something seeing that team news earlier that just didn't fill me with any confidence.
Yeah, when you start all the excitement building. Right, here we go. It's going over. Here we go. Oh, he's playing a right back at left back. Fuck's that.
Yeah, and it's just like, why, Gareth? Just do something.
Just when you got me on side as well. I had the waistcoat especially.
Croatia on the opposite hand, obviously we don't know any of their team news. What
Luka Modric was talking a lot in the press conference.
Yeah, I mean the man hasn't seemed to shut up since. A lot of saying England are hyped up, but he doesn't believe that the hype is real. In short layman's terms, is what he was basically saying.
It's all right. After the same about his career at Real Madrid right now.
Well, yeah, I was about to say he's had an excellent career at Real Madrid for the last season and a bit since he won the Ballon d'Or, which even saying that still seems weird. Luka Modric, Ballon d'Or winner. The fact that
he has a Ballon d'Or, Lewandowski doesn't.
I was just about to say the fact that he has a Ballon d'Or before Lewandowski is crazy. But yeah, Croatia, going to be interesting to see how they line up. Obviously, we've spoken of Modric being one of their key players. The likes of Perisic will be key for them. I'm trying to think who else would be key in that Croatia squad.
They'll just be itching to play.
That's an awful point. Mateo Kovacic, Ante Rebic as well. See if he can continue his fine scoring form from the Bundesliga. So that'll be very interesting to see. And then elsewhere, we do have the Group C, all of Group C's action today, starting off at 5 p.m. between Austria and North Macedonia. Obviously, North Macedonia in their first ever major tournament as North Macedonia. They were previously there in 1990 World Cup as Yugoslavia. But the first as a sole nation, so it'd be very good to see how they fare on. A bit like Finland yesterday, they've got no pressure on themselves. They're just here to enjoy the tournament.
Yeah, I'm quite intrigued. I'll just see how they go. Like Austria versus North Macedonia doesn't sound the most intriguing of games, but I think it could be.
Yeah, and then obviously Austria, we talk about the likes of Marko Arnautovic, Marcel Sabitzer, David Alaba, Alexander Dragovic in that team, Dan Bachmann in goal, who had a good season with Watford as they got promoted to the Premier League. So yeah, I think although it's not going to be a hallmark game of this tournament, we'll obviously have the games later on I think Tuesday when we see the start of the Group of Death. But yeah, it's still going to be an interesting game to watch.
I'm also intrigued to see if we see the start of the downfall of De Boer for the Netherlands.
Yes, as they host Ukraine at 8 o'clock from the Johan Cruyff Arena.
We said in the preview there's no real hype for Netherlands. Yeah. All this talk of them playing 5 at the back, where that's probably going to be possible now, given that since we did the preview, their injury list has now grown. With De Ligt's being out, Van de Beek, even though he probably wouldn't have played.
Yeah. So it's going to be
the car and the opening ceremony had more go time than Van de Beek, probably.
Yes, but
very disappointed that that's not a running thing, by the way.
No, I knew you will probably see at the closing game and the final, so you'll have that to look forward to, I imagine.
Do you know what would have been funny if it was a different car for each city?
What would you have turn up for the England game today then?
Union Jack Mini Cooper.
Yeah, I was thinking you're going to say a Mini Cooper with the Union Jack on.
There's not much else to talk about, really, is there?
Yeah, a bit of news that has came out regarding the Belgium game. I don't know whether it's been officially confirmed, but Leicester defender Timothy Castagne is set to miss the rest of the Euros after he was taken off in their game with Russia, and he sustained a broken eye socket. So Roberto Martinez has came out and said, it's really bad news. Sad to see Timothy is going to be out of the tournament.
When did that happen?
The first half, I believe it did.
I don't remember.
Yeah, quite early. Literally 10 minutes after the Lukaku goal, because that's when Thomas Meunier came on. Meunier was on the bench.
You can tell how really engaged I was with that game.
Yep. Okay, we'll have a look at our predictions from yesterday. So Wales versus Switzerland. You predicted a Wales win. I predicted a draw, so I got that one right. We both said Denmark would win, but obviously they didn't. And then Belgium versus Russia, I got that right. You got that one wrong.
What on earth was I thinking?
Yeah, I have no idea. So for today's games, we'll go again. What do you think will happen? Starting off with England, Croatia.
I don't want to predict it. Screw it, we're going to win.
Okay. Austria, North Macedonia.
That's a draw.
Okay, and Netherlands, Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Wow. I'm going to go for a draw in the England game. I'm going to go with Austria to win. And I'm going to back the Netherlands to win as well. So we're going complete opposite in this.
So either one of us is gloriously wrong or just completely right.
Yeah. All three good games. Yes. I mean, what we learned from the Predictions League.
No, I prefer not to speak.
Yes. Right, that is the end of the show. We'll be back tomorrow to round up, obviously, all of today's actions and have a look to the start of the Group E games, which obviously involve Spain, Poland, Sweden, and Slovakia, if I remember the 4 teams correctly. Like I said, make sure you're following us on Twitter for updates throughout the Euros on anything else. And obviously other footballing news, because Tottenham confirmed Fabio Paratici as their managing director yesterday.
I don't care, he's full.
Yeah, and they're expected to announce the manager of Paulo Fonseca within the coming days as well. And Nuno Espirito Santo is set to become the Everton manager as well. So make sure you're following us on social media so you get all the latest updates regarding non-Euro content and Euro content. Until then, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. We'll see you soon. Goodbye from me. Goodbye from Brad.
Today's the day we see that he's probably home.
Yes.
Come on, England.
We'll see you soon.